Kia ora guys and welcome back to the Black Jersey. My name's Max, I'm the host over here at this channel, and as you guys who support me over on Patreon can see, I'm wearing a green jersey for today's video because the subscription fee that you pay for extra content has gone to getting me an Irish jersey, and today they have finally become the last Tier 1 nation to announce their squad for the 2023 Rugby World Cup. They've got this thing where quarterfinals seem to be cursed for them. They've never progressed past the quarterfinals, despite the fact that this time they are going into a World Cup ranked as the #1 team in world rugby. Andy Farrell, their current head coach, is their greatest ever coach by a fair margin, while Johnny Sexton, their captain, is one of their greatest ever players. So, is this the squad over here that can finally break the curse? It's not going to be any easier considering they're in the pool of death, so a big thank you to my patrons, and let's get into my squad reaction for the World Cup squad. I've got a bit of a knack for predicting every single hooker for every single team spot on, and for the Irish it is no different. Rob Herring, who absolutely saved the day against Samoa, a very experienced player who leads the hooker depth chart, has been picked. As for the starter, it's going to be whoever is in form compared to Ronan Kelleher and Dan Sheehan. Those two are both coming back from injury, which is really good for Ireland because they are both unbelievable players. As for the props, I have my deepest sympathies for Cian Healy, who got injured against Samoa. He is going to miss out on attending a 4th Rugby World Cup, which is absolutely gushing. Jeremy Loughman is his replacement, while Finlay Bealham, who's very, very mobile, Tom O'Toole, one for the future, Tyg Furlong and Andrew Porter, the 2 starters, and Dave Kilcoyne, another very experienced 50 Test veteran, are the guys rounding out at prop. They are all world-class players. Furlong has been a premier tight head prop for several years, since about 2016, and Andrew Porter on the squat rack. You do not want to mess with that guy on the scrum. Over to the locks and loose forwards though, this is where the squad balance gets rather interesting. Ryan Beard has been picked, as has Joe McCarthy, leaving there's only 4 loose forwards in this team, which is really, really weird. Beard can cover both blindside flanker and lock, so very interesting to see no room for Cian Prendergast over there. Tyg Byrne also able to cover both lock and 6, a regular starter for the team, so no surprises to see him in there. Ian Henderson, a veteran of the 2015 and 2019 World Cups, will be going to his 3rd Rugby World Cup. McCarthy I've mentioned before, and James Ryan, the captain in waiting, was always going to be picked. He's captained the side many a time in the absence of Sexton, and so it is very clear to me he is going to be taking over in 2024 once this job over here is done. As for the 4 loose forwards, who they are was not a surprise at all. Jack Conan will be coming back from injury, having been the first choice number 8 for the British and Irish Lions back in 2021. He's got a lot of experience and is, well, the king of being a single man pot out wide, as Leinster have used him for that role for so long. He will be kept on the bench by Caelan Doris though, a freak of a player. About time we finally get to see this man terrorise his opponents at a first time World Cup appearance. Peter O'Mahony will also be there at his 3rd World Cup, and Josh van der Fleer, man, what a player he is. He was World Rugby Player of the Year for 2022, and he is in very good form right now as well. Contrary to what most people believe, I think he's actually playing better right now than he did last year. As for the backs, being short of a loose forward means they got to pick a few extra backs, which isn't too bad, but hopefully there aren't going to be too many injuries. Craig Casey is the future of the jersey, whereas Jamison Gibson Park, the regular starter, and Conor Murray, the veteran, going to his 4th World Cup. They were all pretty obvious picks and absolutely perfect selection over there. It's a similar thing over at fly half as well. Sexton the captain, but if Sexton isn't available, Ross Byrne right now is absolutely in world-class form. He is tearing it up right now as a major decision maker for this team. Unbelievably vocal, a true alpha male who bosses the boys around, exactly what you need from 10. And Jack Crowley, with that versatility to play fullback and his a lot of potential there, well, he was always going to get picked as well. The midfielders, perfect, spot on mix, exactly what I predicted. Bundy, Aki, He'll really want to avenge 2019 after being red carded during the pool stages. At 33 years old, he will want to retire from international rugby, a World Cup winner. He's not going to go down without a fight. Robbie Henshaw, another veteran who went to 2015 and 2019, will be joining Aki as one of the real big players in this squad. Stuart McCloskey, who didn't quite get a decent enough go under Joe Schmidt, is a pretty good fit for Andy Farrell's cover defense strategy as a guy who can both kick and win turnovers. And Gary Ringrose, of course, the speedster. After 50 tests, he's going to be going to another World Cup as well. The outside backs, Jacob Stockdale, after producing some horrible defense in the warm-up stages, despite being the same height and weight as me, he is gone. Keith Earls also gets to go to a fourth World Cup alongside Johnny Sexton and Connor Murray. The three veterans from 2011, 2015, 2019 are all ever present with their 100 tests under their belts. Mac Hansen is going to be a try-scoring machine for the World Cup, as is James Lowe. They are going to be so much fun to watch during the tournament. And Hugo Keenan, the first choice fullback, well, he was always going to go, wasn't he, guys? He has played an unbelievable level of minutes under Andy Farrell. Rounding out the team is Jimmy O'Brien. He stood up unbelievably well, playing out of position in the 12 jersey on his debut and coming off the bench, stood up to the pressure, and as a true jack of all trades, he will be able to cover so many positions during the pool stage. He is the exact kind of utility you need to get the big boys some proper rest during the attritional stages of this World Cup, where a lot of the injuries seem to be picked up. So what do I think overall with the squad? I think that Farrell has not shied away from taking some major gambles, and he is really going to have to see if those loose forward selections are going to pay off or not. Kean Healy missing out, absolutely gushing, but overall, he's picked the best team that I think that's available, aside from perhaps Prendergast in for McCarthy. I didn't notice if he was injured against Samoa, but we'll just have to see how that one plays out. Hopefully Sexton isn't going to be too rusty either, guys. One more time, a big thank you to my patrons as well, and support me over on Instagram, over on Threads. You can also like and subscribe to this channel if you enjoyed it, and comment your thoughts on the Irish squad down below in the comments. I want to hear what you guys have to say. Thank you very much for watching this video. It is 3:42 AM, so I'm going to get out of here, start editing this video, and I will see you later. Cheers from Max.